You got the Packers with Rodgers on top. The Cowboys are a disaster and missed the playoffs. He's just eating it all up. So Packer and not odds on, but they favorite in the NFC at plus $1.60, right? The only team right now in the NFC with a bye. That's the new playoff format. And then you see the rest of, look at Washington 40-1. They're 8-point home dogs, but they're the Seahawks at plus 450. The Rams would have to win on the road in the opening round, 12-1. All right, let's bring back Preston Johnson here. So we just showed the NFC conference odds. What does your model tell you about each team's chances corresponding to the team in the NFC?
So relative to the prices that you guys are quoting here now, it likes one way more than all the others, and it really only likes two. Slight edge on the Packers, all right? I think I have them winning just over 39% of the time. The NFC. When you look at the Saints, that's the team that stands out the most. I'm usually a little more bullish on New Orleans than the market. Even week to week, I've generally liked the Saints. They still have a defense. There's only 3 defenses that are top 6 in the NFL in run and pass and success rate and EPA, against both sides of that ball. I love the Saints. The question is Drew Brees. I get it. He's old. Will he be able to do it? Can you rely on Taysom Hill if Brees can't? I understand it. I think where the biggest difference is in my model and some of the others that are public and out there is the Rams. And it was really hard to kind of project the Rams. Is it going to be Goff? And if so, how is he 75%? He has an injured thumb. Is it going to be Wolford? We'll have to downgrade him if it's Wolford. I know some people are saying there might not be a downgrade. There's still a downgrade there. And then if they do upset Seattle, the Rams then have to go into Lambeau, arrested Aaron Rodgers and Packers team. So my Rams number I think is a little bit lower than most. And that extra kind of equity goes to the Saints, and I think that's the best bet here right now at the current prices in the NFC.
And just a reminder, kind of what Preston was alluding to, these are one-way betting markets. It makes more sense in a lot of situations just to roll over the money lines unless there's a huge upset of the 1 seed in the second round. And that's why I did kind of true odds, so to speak. Let's bring in Anita Marks. Anita, what are you betting on to win the NFC?
Listen, I said it earlier in the week. Call me old school, old-fashioned, but defense wins championships. And I think the Saints, you can argue, have the best defense in the NFC. I think you can make that argument in regard to the Rams as well. But I look at how this is all going to play out, and I really think they have the easiest path to get to Tampa. Now, they're going up against the Bears. I scheduled my dog walking hour at the second half of that Bears-Saints game because I think it's going to be a blowout. Hence the line at -10, right? And then what comes next? In my opinion, either Seattle, offensively, they're struggling. As we mentioned earlier this week, Russell Wilson is not cooking. He has been limited. Or the Bucs, who they've beat twice already this season. Their toughest matchup, in my opinion, is going to be that NFC Championship game against the Green Bay Packers. And the Packers defense, middle of the road when it comes to their rushing defense. And I think with Alvin Kamara healthy, back in action again, I think that's going to be very tough for Green Bay to beat. So I like the Saints. I think the Saints will represent the NFC in Tampa this year at the Super Bowl.
All right, good stuff. And if you want a casual, unexpected running in with Anita, second half of that Bears-Saints game is when you might see her on the streets of New Jersey. Tyler, you got anyone?
I look at the winner of that Rams-Seahawks game as providing the best value in the NFC. We saw the Seahawks at plus 450, Rams at 12-1 because of the way the defenses are playing. And obviously, the quarterback advantage is way on the Seattle side, so that's why I think most people think they're going to win that game. And if you have Russell Wilson in the postseason, anything can happen with DK Metcalf, but the Rams defense best in the NFC. The Seahawks defense over the second half of the season was playing on par with the Saints and with teams like the Rams. They were dominant, getting after the pass rusher. Carlos Dunlap helped, and Jamal Adams coming back, helping in the run game as well. Bobby Wagner and Jordan Brooks, KJ Wright, those linebackers are awesome. And then you have this guy on the other side who's done it before, Russell Wilson. So at plus 450, I think that's the better value than someone like the Saints or the Packers at the top of the favorites.
Joseph?
It's not going to be sexy, but I'll take the Green Bay Packers. We haven't seen a team make it to the Super Bowl without the bye week since 2012. That was the last time a team playing on Wild Card Weekend made it to the Super Bowl. It was the Baltimore Ravens. There's a reason. There is a massive advantage in terms of rest, preparation, getting healthy, and home field advantage. Now, most people will say there's no home field advantage this year because there's no fans. That's the case in New Orleans. That's the case in Seattle. But at Lambeau, you still have the weather at your disposal. And we saw that in the Tennessee game play huge dividends for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. So what? Maybe they get Tampa Bay next week? So Tampa's going to go on the road, get beat up by Washington, then turn around and go up and play Green Bay? Good luck. This week, even if New Orleans is a huge favorite over Chicago, you're still going to take some body blows from that Bears defense. It's going to wear you down, and all those body blows add up over the course of the playoffs.
I'm right there with you. I said a couple weeks ago I bet plus 250.
You did.
Even at 160 I would, because of the weather and the teams that are competing. LA, right? New Orleans and indoor. Tampa Bay. Those guys got old bones quarterbacks. Goff's he's terrible in the cold weather. So, and also the Saints have, by the way, played 8 straight one-score playoff games. So there's no guarantee with them even facing the Packers. And with no crowd noise, he's better at the hard count. So I just think Rodgers is the team to beat. So because of that, and I do like larger payouts, there's maybe some matchups in the Super Bowl. If I want to peg like maybe the Packers in the Super Bowl, you can get 10-1 on the Packers beating the Chiefs. Now, these are also situations you can play out of if you get the matchup. Packers over the Bills at 20-1. Are the Bills going to be that big of underdogs if they get to face Arrowhead, Chiefs at Arrowhead in the AFC title game? So even the Steelers, Packers. Now, these aren't just matchups. One team has to win, so it's a larger payout. But you can play out of it. So if you like the Packers, you can sort of plug them in and then work off of that to get bigger payouts. It's just an option.
I love it how it starts. Give me your team, and I'm going to give you a team. I only like bigger payouts, so here's what we're going to do. Man of the people, Doug Kazarian.
I don't see any of those NFC teams going into Lambeau and winning. I just don't. Maybe Seattle. That's the one I would be concerned about.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.